My name is Raynesha Rogers.
And I'm Dominic Dorsey, and I'm getting married here in southern Utah. One thing about Ray that I love, I will get in trouble if I say that there's just one thing.
I absolutely love his beard. I absolutely love how he's just a genuine person. He cares about so many people and so many things and so many issues that goes on in the world.
Honestly, I think what I love most about her is she's got a zest for life.
He's always fighting for equality and inequity, and so that kind of drew me to him because he's never judgmental and he takes you for who you are, and just a very genuine person from the beginning.
She gets me to do things that I never thought that I would do. She pushes me. She pushes my comfort level quite a bit, but she makes my life exciting, and I can't, at this point, imagine it without her in it.
So me and Dominic met. We actually went to school together.
I knew of her before I physically knew her. We went to school together.
He's way older than me, and so he kind of graduated way before, left school, left the city, and we reconnected over Facebook randomly.
So she had posted something funny online, and I decided, what the heck, let me jump in on the joke. And we went back and forth, and what initially turned out to just be like, just a little funny quip turned into like a 4 or 5 hour Facebook conversation.
And our conversation just started into a very deep conversation.
When I got to meet her, she exceeded my expectations by leaps and bounds.
And we just kind of conversated for a couple weeks until he said that he would be in town because he lived in Michigan.
Yeah, it was one of those things where never in a million years could I have imagined that we would have wound up together, but yeah, it was kind of meant to be at that particular moment.
Dominic proposed to me in a very unique way.
We do this thing called a mini-versary, and it's like the halfway point between when we actually started dating and then the actual year anniversary every year.
And he took me out of town to a little small town in Michigan.
She'd always said to me that she wanted to be proposed to near water and underneath a purple sky, because she said if she saw a purple sky, that she knew that her grandmother was present. So I said, she wants to be near water. We could drive up to Michigan, they've got a beach, we'd be right there on the water, it'd be beautiful.
We went to dinner, and apparently I didn't have my nails done at the time, and he was like, we gotta get your nails done. He was so adamant about getting my nails done, and I'm like, no, that's just gonna waste time. And
so while she's in the nail shop getting her nails done, I'm running down, and I get all these votives, and I put like candles inside of a white paper bag with marbles to weigh it down so I could, the arrangement, the thought process was I was gonna take these votives and make them in the shape of a heart on the beach and have us sit on a blanket, and that's where I was going to propose to her exactly when the sun went down.
And then we went to dinner, had an amazing time. Again, leave it to him. He was testing me during that time to see if it was like really going to go down. And we went to the beach afterwards, and also he kept looking at the clock and waiting till like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, why are you waiting till 9 o'clock? And so he made me stay in the car, and I was like waiting, and I was like, okay, well maybe he's just being romantic. And so I got out of the car at 9 o'clock, and he had all of these candles like lit all over the beach, and it was very pretty. It was a purple sky.
I actually timed it. I looked online what time the sun was supposed to go down. It was supposed to go down at exactly 9 o'clock. So meanwhile, while we're waiting on the sun to go down, it's progressively getting colder. And we're wrapped around this blanket that we were supposed to be sitting on, but we no longer needed to sit on. We now needed to keep each other warm. So finally, I'm like, I just need you to get up off my lap so I can get the feeling back in my legs because they've fallen asleep by now. She's like, okay, I need to move anyway. So she gets up. I can't get the music on my phone to start playing any music. We have no signal out here, so Pandora doesn't work. It's super cold. My voters are blowing over, falling over. Half the candles aren't lit anymore. And I'm sitting here thinking this has got to be the worst possible proposal that I could have put together at this particular moment.
I still thought that he was just being romantic. That's just how he is.
So she's dancing around. And it's like, okay, the sky is kind of purple. It's cloudy. It's more like a dark plum. You know, I was like, okay, well, let me just get on this knee and get my leg put together. And I had the ring in my pocket. And when I pulled it out and I showed it to her, she looked up and then she just like stopped. She was dancing around singing Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden she saw the ring and it's like time just stopped.
I turn around and he's like on one knee and I like freaked out.
And I asked her to marry me and she just broke down and started crying. And then she started laughing and then she broke down and started crying and then she started laughing.
And I just cried like a baby. I was crying elephant tears the whole night. And I called my mom and told my mom, and it was just fun.
She's perfect for me. I hope she feels like I'm perfect for her. And what I felt like was a disaster, she said she felt like it was the perfect proposal. I look forward to the unexpected. I really do.
I'm looking forward to family.
There's an old adage where they say, if you want to tell God a joke, tell him your plans. That's kind of the way my life is with Ray. You know, I can't put anything on paper or dictate what the next 5 years are going to be like, because tomorrow she might say, hey, let's go take a hot air balloon ride.
Definitely just the family part. The love, the everyday, the day-to-day.
Or, you know, I want to go down to the Hoover Dam, or I want to do this, or let's go zip lining. You know, and it'll all be stuff like, you can go do that. I'm not built for that. I don't like heights. I don't like doing those things. But somehow she talks me into it, and my life is richer because of it.
The traveling and us being able to be ourselves. Again, I think that is the most important. We kind of grow together, and I think that's what I love the most about us being together, is that we've watched each other grow in so many ways. And I think that just adding on addition, we have very good support from our family, and I'm just looking forward to seeing all of that come together.
I always tell people, you know, I'm the clothesline, she's the kite string. So when she's too far up in the clouds, I'm there to pull her down, and then when I'm too tethered to the earth, she lifts me up. So having a life full of balance sounds like a good deal for the rest of my life.
Hey, dear heart. I definitely wanted to speak to you and tell you that I'm so happy that I get to spend the rest of my life with you. I love everything about you and who you're becoming, and I can't imagine spending my life with anybody else. And I can't wait for us to have our kids. I can't wait for us to grow together. I can't wait for us to travel together. I'm so looking forward to the next day and the next day, and you showed me more than enough that you're perfect for me. And I thank God for you. I always tell you that you fell from the sky, and I totally believe that. You came into my life when wasn't expecting it, but it was definitely amazing from the beginning. And even though we've had our rough roads together, we've never once left each other. And I just know that's how it's going to be the rest of our life. And I love you. I'll be your dear heart forever. And 29 is our number, and I cannot wait to see you on Friday to say I do. Thank you. Love you.
Hey, baby. Hey, dear heart. What do I want to say to you? in case there's ever a day where you forget or you question or you wonder how much I love you, how much I'm devoted to you, how much I've waited my whole life for someone like you, how destined and how kismet and how God-filled that you are. What a blessing that you've been in my life. I hope that you would be able to look back at this video and recognize that I'm sitting on a rock in the cold for you. And as much as it's for you, it's for me too. The last couple years, last few years have been the most amazing of my life. And that's due largely in part to your presence in it. I cannot articulate in the length of time of any video how important you are to me, how enamored I am with you. If I ever lose track of time or don't take enough time or don't invest enough time in letting you know how truly special that you are, know that in this moment I think that you are amazing and that you are capable and that you are brilliant and that you are beautiful, both inside and out. I've never met a more gorgeous individual. I can't think of another woman I would rather have babies with. I can't think of another woman that I would rather have help me raise my baby. You're more than a help. You're more than my partner. You're more than my best friend. You are my dear heart. I remember when we first started talking about that nickname, I told you that that was what Malcolm X called Betty Shabazz. You're my Betty. If there was anybody that I had to question or didn't have to question whether or not they had my back, it was you. You've always been in my corner. You've always inspired me. You've always kept me on the path that God has prepared for me. Most of all, you had God buried so deep in your heart that I had to find him, seek him in order to be with you. And I did. And as a result, our lives are richer. And God is continually blessing us and will continue to bless us and our children for the rest of our lives. You're my person. And on Friday, I get to be yours. Yeah. I love you with all my heart. And I've given that heart to you. And what you've given to me, I will cherish. And I look forward to taking care of you and being with you and growing old with you and kissing your forehead and running my fingers through your hair and taking care of you and letting you know that nothing in this world will separate us for the rest of our lives. I am so happy that you're my wife.